Hello everybody, welcome back to the Wheels on Wheels YouTube channel, and today we are finally once again looking at our infamous £380 Ford Transit Connect camper conversion. I want to start by apologising for the big delay in uploads. I've basically been doing a lot of extra work on this, some more welding than what you've even seen. I don't think you guys really wanted to see any more of that. I know I didn't want to do any more of it, but I had to. However, I have in my back pocket here a piece of paper that confirms it's now past MOT. How good's that? I was seriously, well, not surprised, but I'd say I was overjoyed to see this pass certificate. As you probably just saw there are some minor defects that need addressing. So we'll go through some of these advisories now. So the top one says, battery insecure, but not likely to fall from carrier. That is because I forgot to bolt the battery down. I'd been taking the battery out and borrowing it for the BMW project. So that was just on me, so I fixed that. And the second one, suspension arm ball joint dust cover severely deteriorated. I knew about that one and I will fix that one in due course. The rest of them are just monitor and repair if necessary advisories. So we've got exhaust heavily corroded. I don't really agree with that one. It doesn't look too bad to me. Leaf spring shackle bracket corroded but not seriously weakened. I agree with that one. Leaf springs corroded. I agree with that one. Integral body structure is repaired, but structural rigidity is not significantly reduced. Now that's an interesting one because I don't know how I would resolve that. How can I resolve a repair? It's a bit of a strange one, so that's going to have to stay there forever, I guess. Suspension component mounting prescribed area, so that's like the inner wing sort of strut top mount area at the front. That's the same on both sides. Brake pipe corroded or covered in grease for both front. Again, I sort of knew about that. I did notice that, but they're not too bad really. This one I was surprised by, which is the bottom one. Sorry, service brake requirements only just met. It would appear that the braking system requires adjustment or repair. I'm very surprised by that one because the brakes are actually excellent in this van, and especially the handbrake is really good. So anyway, I am super happy with that, and I promised myself that if it passed MOT, I would splash a little bit of cash and just treat this thing to some nice bits and bobs. So the first thing I went and bought is something you guys have been suggesting over and over on several different videos, and it's just right behind you. So why don't I show you? And it is, of course, some lovely alloy wheels. I am super excited about these. Thank you guys so much for suggesting getting alloy wheels. To be honest, even if you didn't suggest it, I probably would have got them anyway because the van really could do with them, especially because I did such a rubbish job on painting the original steel wheels. These will make it look so much better. So obviously these cost me a little bit more than what I would usually spend on the van because it's very much a budget project. However, these were still very cheap for what they were. So the wheels themselves, I bought 5 of them, so I've got a spare, for £80, and they're all in really good condition. There's a couple of places where they've been curbed, but to be honest, most of them are in pretty decent condition. However, the only problem was I had to get tyres for them. And once again, I did that on the cheap, rightly or wrongly. So I got a set of 4 brand new tyres for only £174, which sounds like a lot for this project because we don't really spend that much money usually. But, you know, tyres are important, and yeah, it'd be nice to have some brand new tyres on it. Now, they're not the best brand in the world. In fact, I've never actually heard of them. They are Trezano Super Ecos, but you know, it's got traction A, temperature A, so that's got to be a good thing, surely. Now you may be wondering what kind of vehicle that these wheels came off of. You may be able to tell by the logo in the middle. They have come off of a Jaguar X-Type. Now the reason I've chosen these wheels instead of Focus ST wheels is I wanted to do something different. A lot of people put Focus or Fiesta ST wheels on the Transit Connect, and I wanted to do something different. So these fit absolutely perfect. The bolt holes are in the right place, the center bore, and the overall diameter of the wheel and tire is exactly the same as what is on the van currently. So there'll be absolutely no negative impact other than maybe ride quality, but the handling should be better at least. You may be able to see that these wheels are absolutely filthy. I haven't cleaned them yet. So what I'm gonna do is clean them and then put them on the van. I'm so excited to see what they look like. It's just gonna be absolutely brilliant. Okay, so what I'm gonna use to clean these wheels is this Halford's wheel cleaner, which supposedly is an active color changing formula. Apparently it reacts with the brake dust and just melts it away. So let's give it a go. So you spray it on and wait 3 to 5 minutes. Let's do that. Oh, it stinks. Oh, it absolutely stinks. Wow. Right, cue the time lapse of the colour change, I suppose. Okay, I think that's enough. It's all turned purple and it's starting to run off, which is worrying, onto the patio. So I'm just going to pressure wash it off now. I mean, it's better, but it's not perfect by any means. As you can see, there's still traces of it inside the spokes. I'm going to use it again, but I'm going to agitate it with this toothbrush as well. Oh, let's do the back too if we can. That looks like it's worked much better. Oh yeah, look at that. That is so much better. A little bit down here just for perfection. That looks absolutely fantastic. That looks almost good as new, I'm going to say. So I've got to go clean the other 3 wheels now, so cue the time lapse. So there we have it. That stuff has worked amazingly well. I'm a bit disappointed about the toothbrush. I needed that to brush my teeth, but the result is really, really good. I mean, this one particularly, I think this one might have been the spare wheel, which is why it's a little bit nicer, but it looks almost bloody new. And this one as well, really, really good. This one's not so good because there's sort of some corrosion around the valve stem there, which is a shame. And this one over here, again, really nice. Other than the leaf on it, there we go. That one is really, really nice condition. And for comparison, even if you look at that one, which is the roughest one of the alloy wheels, and compare it to this rusty mess, that's a lot nicer. So I can't wait to see what these look like on. It's going to look fantastic, I think. So I'm going to fit them now. Cue the time lapse. How good does that look so far? Can't wait to lower it down and see, but I just wanted to mention, if you're thinking of doing this yourself at home, you need to be aware that there are different types of wheel nuts. So the Jaguar uses a wheel nut with this sort of like, I don't know what you want to call it, like a collar at the end, whereas this is just a cone shaped thing. So yeah, different types of wheel nuts. Thankfully, the seller of the wheels actually had these wheel nuts, which has saved me a lot of money because they gave it to me for free, which is really nice of them, because you could put that on and think that it's on properly, but it's not, because it's actually a flat seat. So really, really important that you get the correct wheel nuts. Remove the wheel, it's there for safety, and let's lower it down. Yes, look at that. That looks so good. Right, now I'll just do the other side. That looks so, so good. Let's lower it back down. Take these out of the way. Ready? Oh yes, that honestly looks amazing. It fits perfectly in the arches as well. I wasn't sure about the offset and everything, because it's kind of confusing, but honestly, that is absolutely spot on. It fits perfectly in the arches. I'm amazed by that. That looks so much better. Shame about the paintwork now, it's a bit rough, but we'll sort that another time. Of course, I need to get a little emblem for the middle as well. I don't really want to put the Jaguar ones in because they look rough. I think I'd prefer a Ford one if I can find one. But other than that, I'm really happy with that. Oh, and a little reminder to always tighten your wheel nuts down. Thanks again to everybody who suggested getting alloy wheels for the van. It really has transformed it, and I feel like it needs a machine polish all over now to really set it off. Maybe we'll do that. But first, I have another nice gift to give to this van. Let's have a look. So the next little gift for it is something for the inside of what I would call the cab of the van. If you have a look at the cab, you'll see the seats are really nice condition. The dashboard, everything like that is really nice. But the thing that really lets it down is this steering wheel. As you can see here, it's really rough, chewed up. It feels horrible to hold. It's sort of squidgy because I think the plastic is actually coming away from the inside of the steering wheel. And it's just absolutely horrible, to be honest. It makes it so much worse to drive in a way because it feels old and rough. So that is where this comes in. This is a very nice condition steering wheel from a Mark 6 Fiesta. So the reason I've got a Mark 6 Ford Fiesta wheel is because this van shares a lot of components with the Mark 6 Ford Fiesta and also the C-Max and the Fusion and all different Ford vehicles. But yeah, the steering wheel is exactly the same. So this is a really nice wheel and should do us really well. So I'm going to fit this wheel now. And in terms of costs as well, as I've said, this video is about splashing a bit more cash on this van for once. But still, this was really quite cheap. It was only £33 delivered, so I'm really happy with that. It feels so much better. So the first step is to disconnect the battery because we're going to be removing the airbag. So I'm going to do that now. Disconnect the negative first. Cool. Okay, the process for this is supposedly quite simple. You just have to remove this sort of steering column shroud. You get a flathead screwdriver in a hole in the back of the steering wheel, pop the airbag out, and then just unbolt it, put the new one back on and do everything in reverse. So for the steering column surround, it looks like there's two T20 Torx screws. That's one. There's the two screws. Then there's just a clip that you sort of push in these little holes and lift it up. There we go. That's quite easy. And just turn the steering wheel to one side and you'll see the hole in the back of the steering wheel. Now, from my experience, this is the most difficult bit. It can be very tricky to release these airbags. This is very challenging, but I think I've got it. Yeah, I got one side. There we go. Okay, straighten the steering wheel back up. And I think it'll just come off now. Lift up. There we go. Yes. So for anybody who's wanting to do this at home, I will explain in a second in a bit more detail how it actually works. So to actually disconnect the airbag, there's just two connections. So you've got this ground here, which you can just pull off. Like that. It's quite difficult to pull off, it's quite tight. There you go. And you have just one main plug here. Push the clip down. You need like a small pick to do it really. A tiny flathead and wiggle the connector free. Blimey, that was a tight clip. Okay, so yeah, when you do that at home, you just got to be really careful because that was extremely tight, that plug. Just checking now to make sure all the wires are okay. They seem all right. So you just take your airbag, put it to one side. And just a quick explanation of how the airbag clip works for anybody who's wanted to do this at home. So when you put the tool in the hole, you see it come through there. Now, I did say use a flathead screwdriver, but actually a pointy pick tool is much better because you can see it has to go through that tiny little hole there. And all you're doing is you're pushing it that way. So you're releasing the spring on the airbag off of this clip here. So you're pushing it that way. So you're actually lifting the tool. So you're pulling it like that. You can see how it sort of releases like that. So you pull it up and that will release the airbag spring. Also, can anybody tell me how the inside of the steering wheel gets this dusty? This is disgusting. I'm going to clean it out now. Actually, I won't bother cleaning it because what's the point? I'm replacing the steering wheel anyway. Straighten up the wheel, and this centre bolt here looks to be a 24mm, so I'm going to use my impact gun to get it off, hopefully. Easy. Now, it's very important that the steering wheel is straight when you remove the bolt, because obviously you're going to need to line up the new steering wheel exactly straight as well. I can just take this off now, wiggle it free, and put that in the bin. And grab our nice new one. Yes, look at that. Okay, so reinstalling the airbag should be pretty straightforward. Plug it back in. Like that. Lever the bottom in first, and then push the top in. Yep. And you just got to make sure that the horn still pushes in. And of course, when you reconnect the battery, make sure the horn still works as well. Then simply reinstall this cover, like that. Pop the 2 screws back in. And there you have it, the final result. What an amazing improvement. That looks so much nicer. Just to go back for comparison, look at this grey, chewed up, felt horrible as well, where the plastic was coming away. And now this looks brilliant. I mean, this looks brand new, to be honest. This must have come out of a very, very low mileage car. Really, really nice. So what do you guys think to this improvement then? I think this was well needed. The old steering wheel was so rough and it really, really dated the van, and it just made it feel horrible to drive. And this looks almost new now. It's absolutely fantastic. So for £33, can't complain at that. Now there's one more treat I wanted to give this van today, and it's something that it's been crying out for ever since we took it on the first trip to the Yorkshire Dales, and that is a full machine polish. Now the paintwork on this van is really, really poor. It's not really rusty or anything like that, but there's a lot of swirl marks and scratches and stuff. And I just want to make this van look as loved as it actually is. A full machine polish, I think, is in order. So I'm going to do that now. Oh, I'm going to reconnect the battery first, of course. Just to highlight how desperately this van needs a machine polish. I mean, look, it's totally, you know, polishable, but it's just scuffed all the way down. Long scuffs, another one there, more there, a bit more there and there. Little scratches and stuff that will come out. The scratches like this, that was obviously a mistake when this window was fitted, that's not going to come out. Around here, little scratches, so it's definitely going to be a job well done when we polish it. Now you can't polish dirt, so obviously I need to wash it first, so cue the time lapse once again while I give it a quick wash. Okay, that's the van all washed nicely, and I'm going to start on this side of the van with the polishing because it's in the light, so you can actually see some of the imperfections a lot better. So you've got that big scuff there, and you should be able to see a lot of the little scratches as well that are all over it. So I've got my dual action polisher and some Ferrecla G3 paint renovator, which I've used before to restore the headlights, and I'm just going to, machine polish it. Good amount of renovator on there. Right, we ready? Make sure to start slow. Okay, let's buff it off and see what the result is. Well, that is really nice and shiny now. So as you may be able to see, that's really, really nice and glossy now. Most of the scratches are gone, or at least reduced. And most importantly, the big scuff thing that was here, completely gone. I'm not even sure where it was. Can't even tell. So I just need to do that, but all over the van. So I'll do that now, and I'll show you some of the highlights, like, you know, down here where there's scuff marks and stuff. So a quick sit rep, it's going really well on this side so far. Big scratch down there fixed, one down there, and also this scratch that was here that looks like it would have been unpolishable, but it's completely gone. Can't even see where it was. That's worked really, really well. So I'm just going to carry on machine polishing the whole thing on a time lapse. So I'll catch you when it's done. And finally, some Demon Shine to finish off. Just spray it on and wipe it off, apparently. Wow, that looks so good. Ignoring the bumper, of course, which we'll come to in a later video. How good does it look now? Paintwork is so much glossier. All the scuffs and scratches are gone, and I'm just amazed that the scratches all around here and here have all disappeared from around the window. It's just looking absolutely fantastic. It's the next day now, and I've come out for a drive into the countryside, mainly to test out the new alloy wheels and tyres, and I can confirm that they drive beautifully. I can feel a little bit more of the road, you know, the small divots and everything, but generally the whole van seems a lot more stable. So I definitely think it is an improvement to the way this handles. I've also come out here to take some nice pictures and B-roll of the van because it's nice scenery around here. And I absolutely cannot believe how much better the van looks now compared to when I picked it up. I've been looking through the old photos and I absolutely couldn't believe how rough it looked compared to now. It actually looks very presentable now. I think what we've done today in this video makes this so much less like a £380 van and a lot more like a £3,800 van. That's probably a bit of a stretch, but what do you guys think? How much better do you think what we've done today makes the van, particularly the alloy wheels and the steering wheel as well? That makes this thing drive so much nicer. It makes it feel so much fresher and modern. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the improvements we've made in the video today. Do you think they were worthwhile? Would you have done anything different? Let me know. I want to say a huge thank you to all of you for watching, and a huge thanks for all the support on this project. As ever, it really means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more on this little blue £380 van. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.